We have had some questions from the YouTube chat about running back recruiting. AJ Smith said, any updates on if Edwards is considering coming this weekend? Look, Sia Wright's coming in. Maybe some commits are coming in on campus. Potentially 2022 linebacker Sebastian Cheeks, who we will actually talk about here in a little bit. So hang on to that. So Donovan Edwards, running back recruiting. Okay, so you have Sia Wright, potentially a cherry on top of the defensive back class. Well, Notre Dame is certainly wanting to take an additional running back in the 2021 cycle. You had Jameer Smith leave the football program. You had Jafar Armstrong. That just wasn't really working out at running back. So he moves to receiver. So, look, I mean, the running back room right now, you have Chris Tyree, Kyron Williams, Sibo Flemister, and Kendall Abdul-Rahman. I don't know how Kendall's doing in practice, if he's still cross-training between a couple positions or what his deal is. So running back room does look a little light. So especially I always consider with when your top two running backs are also your youngest two, right? With Kyron being a redshirt freshman and Chris Tyree being a true freshman, could your others maybe want to transfer. So I like Notre Dame taking two running backs in this class. It wasn't their plan originally when Logan Diggs committed back over the summer. So you have Logan Diggs, and there are three names really to know right now for Notre Dame. You have Donovan Edwards, who we have pulled up on the screen. He's a top 100 player. He is big time. And then you have Byron Cardwell, another big time 4-star back from San Diego. And you have Audric Estime, who really jumped up in the rankings, Mason. He was number 215 in the September update, and he jumped up to 132. So big riser in the rankings. Dude, just Audric Estime committed to Michigan State. If Notre Dame offers Audric Estime, I feel like he's going to be in the class. Byron Cardwell's a little bit of a wild card. He just landed an Oregon offer. I don't envision that one happening. So what do you think about the Donovan Edwards recruitment, Mason? Any vibes on that right now?
Not a ton. I think you mentioned this week that not even really his family knows what he's going to do. He's kind of keeps under wraps. He doesn't want anything getting out. It's going to be his own decision. I think the running back situation is an odd one in that there is three candidates. One's already committed. One, Byron Cardwell is getting offers left and right, and then you have Donovan Edwards, who it's down to a couple top schools, and it's not going to be easy to land him. They're all three are great running backs, and I think any of the three are going to be very nice for the as a combination with Logan Diggs, who I already like quite a bit
Yeah.
as the running back in the 2021 class. I think flipping Estime might not be that easy, although I think he is potentially the best running back. I think I might like him more than Donovan Edwards, to be honest. I know a lot
Ooh.
of people fell in love with. I think a lot of people fell in love with Donovan Edwards a while back, but I think Estime is a new name to some people still, and he's a name that you need to pay attention to. There's a reason why he jumped nearly 100 names on those Rivals rankings this week.
You mentioned something that he's down to a couple schools. Dude, who the frick knows right now what Donovan Edwards is thinking? Look. Here are the schools that I would say are definitely in the mix still. You got to start with Michigan, the local school, but their their on the field lack of success has to be playing a factor. If they were having a solid season, if they were like 4-2 right now, then I would think it would probably be a slam dunk for the Wolverines. But with no visits, these kids are watching games more closely than ever. They can't see the coaches, so it's a weird recruiting cycle, as we've said so many times. And the fact that Michigan's not doing too well on the field, and if they have potentially any coaching changes, Mason, I don't know if they would let Jim Harbaugh go, or if Jim Harbaugh would bolt to the NFL, or if they had a running back coach. So there's just kind of an unknown there with Michigan, but also he's talked up Penn State, Georgia, Oklahoma's in the mix, and certainly Notre Dame. Actually, he did put up a top 7 not too long ago. It was those schools, and then Alabama, LSU. So that's right. He did put out a top 7, but so I would say it's somewhere in there in terms of who he's considering the closest. But dude, talk to different people that are tied in with this recruitment, and there's just a lot of uncertainty. He has played his recruitment close to the vest. Just ridiculously close to the vest. But as far as I'm told, he's signing December 16th, which is 15 days from when we're recording this, December 1st. So if he'll commit before then, I don't know. Donovan Edwards. Look, okay, let's talk about him in Notre Dame. He's visited twice. He visited for a basketball game back in 2019. He visited again for the Echoes Award Show weekend. In terms of this question that we had here, I can't find it now. But what about him potentially visiting Notre Dame this weekend? I was told today that's not likely. But with Donovan Edwards, folks, I just want to let you know that I don't know. It's kind of all over the place. So maybe he could still come in this weekend, but I was told on Tuesday that he's likely not going to come in for the Syracuse game weekend. So we will see on Donovan Edwards, but the feeling kind of, if not Donovan Edwards, then Audric Estime. So we will, look, we got people talking about Estime here in the YouTube live chat. John says, does Estime have enough speed at the next level in athleticism? Mason, have you got a chance to watch his senior tape?
Yeah, I have, and that was part of the reason I said that I'm not 100% sure if I like him more than Edwards, but it's very close, if not right equal with each other. I think he absolutely does have the speed and athleticism, and it's only going to get better under Lance Taylor. I'm a huge believer in Lance Taylor. Lance Taylor is one of the better running back coaches across the country, and he's made some great running backs at Notre Dame already in his young career at Notre Dame. He coached Christian McCaffrey. So what more do you need to say there? I think Audric Estime could be another great running back at Notre Dame, and he might not be playing early on. We still have a couple more years of Kyron Williams and Chris Tyree, but who better to learn from than those two? Those two have made a huge impact at Notre Dame already. And like I said, it'd be difficult to pull off the flip, but I do like Estime quite a bit.
Well, Matthew Thomas said in the YouTube comments Estime for Heisman. So if he's in the Heisman discussion, you might want to go ahead. So yeah, Notre Dame has not offered Estime yet to, at least he hasn't announced anything. Oftentimes, some of these kids who were committed to schools don't announce offers. Sometimes they do. But, like Devin Upau and Kelvin Gilliam did not announce that they received offers from Notre Dame. But then, like even some of the Notre Dame commits have, when they've received some other offers. So, but yeah, to my knowledge, Notre Dame has not offered Audric Estime, but he is certainly someone to keep an eye on and make sure to lock in at blueandgold.com for all the coverage